It shouldn't be. If you do it every minute, then I mean, there's like a million stupid Mark Twain type quotes about if you would never lie, you always don't have to remember anything. If you always tell the truth, you never have to remember anything.
Yeah, when you start lying, it's
you just start creating a.
Let me grab this.
I'm a bad liar.
There's a lot of people in marriages who are like, I shouldn't be in this, but how long could I possibly live?
Just resigning themselves to death.
Yeah.
Let me grab this call. I don't want to lose this guy. He's miserable. Maybe we can help him out. Jim in Staten Island. Jim.
Oh, this is Jimmy Greco, listener number 3 from a very long time ago.
Oh, right on, Jimmy Greco. I remember you.
Yeah, what's up, boys? I'm in a miserable marriage with a miserable fat cunt. That the only thing she does is the only interaction she has with me is, "What's your check look like?" Okay. The minute I turn around and I go stand up for myself, I used to have a substance problem. So right away, are you using? It's just a miserable fucking existence. I would fucking leave, but I have a beautiful 4-year-old son, and I don't want to leave this boy with this sick fucking cunt. Okay? I jerk off more now than I ever did before. This morning, as I'm getting ready to work, I said, let me throw X in that text, and let me look for something to beat the fuck off to.
Beat the fuck off to.
Listen to this poor guy.
I know.
He's just miserable.
How is your check, and are you drinking?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
I haven't had a drink or a drug in fucking 109 days, and I said, now I know
109
Wow, 109 days.
When you're saying
I thought you were gonna
fucking
say
109 days, you better go to a meeting.
Yeah,
you need a meeting now.
You're not going to make 115, sir.
No.
Hey, it also says she beat you. Is that true?
No, she's taking a couple of swings at me here and there. I don't want to put it through a fucking wall.
Did you ever hit her?
No. I did a call out to her once. She fucking ran into the bathroom, and I fucking popped open the door, and then she sunk down to the ground, cowering, and I said, don't you ever fucking raise your fucking hands to me again, okay?
Why? All right, listen. That's your.
Sounds like a treat.
And Jim,
I bet this 4-year-old is having a ball or something. These people sound awesome.
He wasn't home when this shit happened.
Now, Jim, that's all right. Listen, I'm gonna jump in. That's your side of the story, and I believe every word of it. No, and why would she stay in this thing then, Lou?
Well, I don't know why. Some people, there's always one
She obviously is miserable too.
There's always one person in a bad relationship who's perfectly happy to be in a bad relationship. There's always one person who's like, who's fine with it, who's fine with just constant shitty. Yeah. The only thing I would say to you, sir, is that you're not going to lose your kid if you leave this woman. You get to keep the kid.
Right.
But you want to know what, though? I don't want him to have that in the back of his mind. Daddy, why?
You're a coward.
Nah, the other way to look at it is your son's learning that if somebody
who just called me a coward?
You just calm down.
Yeah.
You're calling a comedy show. Please try to remember that.
Jim.
It's not. This isn't this kind of show. We're doing the best we can.
I have no problem saying it, Jim. Opie said it, and because I was there, I was a coward too. Like, why are you staying?
First of all, I want to lose half my shit. That's something.
Well, that's a very good answer. We've talked about that on the show a lot.
It's not a good reason to stay.
It's a good question.
Okay. I don't want to leave my kid. Number 3. What the fuck do I do? The only person who's going to win is
people procrastinate. People don't pay their bills on time. You're going to fucking go file for divorce. You know what a pain in the ass it is?
No, it's a huge pain in the ass.
Get a lawyer.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
To get it started.
The two things. I don't want to lose my kid. I don't want to lose half my shit. I mean, they're both beatable. Because, first of all, you have this idea that your kid's going to grow up thinking my dad left us. It'll be true if you leave the classic way of just, like, take off.
Deadbeat dad.
And just show up once a week to take your kid to an awkward fucking Little League game. They have nothing to say to you. I remember seeing this father with his daughter, and it was so clear that it was like a visitation.
Yeah.
And they were walking down the street, and he goes, well, we got 2 hours left. What do you want to do? And she goes, I don't know.
Oh, geez, he really gave this thought.
Yeah, so it's not that's a shitty father who divorced and then just kind of marginalized their kid. But if you fight for your right to be with your kid and you fight for your custody time, then what your kid will, because if you don't do that, the thing you teach your kid is that if a person is abusive to you, you stay with them anyway. It's not a good signal to give a kid is that if you're in a shit marriage with a bad person or you're a bad person, that these guys stay together. So that isn't. So I don't buy the you're not going to.
The kid's aware, Jim. The kid's aware
kid's
that's
living in a
nightmare.
house of misery,
right?
So if you separate, then both you become happier people, and the kid lives in 2 homes that are happier than one shit home. So that's a plus for the kid. And then as far as half your shit, well, fucking be a man and raise twice the money. Just work harder. I mean, really, it's that. I liked the fact that, I mean, I'm paying shit to my ex because she didn't have a job when we split up. But it puts me at 0, and then it just motivates me. I work much harder now because anyway, I had to take care of her before. And it actually, if you look at it this way, it reduces your nut with the other person to a check. You have one check that you write. Yeah. I mean, it's not like that. When you're married, it's not like that. You fight over money. She spends whatever she wants. She's got your bank book. But once you get divorced, you write one check, and it's contained to that. And
you
it's
know what
it
is.
And you call that 0. You just move the 0 line in your mind to after she's gotten hers.
Exactly how I rationalized it.
And then you go 0. Now I got nothing. I was happy to give away whatever I had so that I could be at a clean me 0. And then if I raise $10, I spend 8 of it on Snickers bars.
Can I ask you a question
Shove
about
the
that,
ninth dollar up my ass. It's my business.
If you didn't have the kids, that would be a tough check to write, though. Like in Ant's case, he had to write that check, and he had no connection with her. Like he didn't have kids that he loved or any of that shit. You know what I mean? With you almost could rationalize it, like, well, because of my relationship with her, I got these 2 beautiful daughters.
Oh, well, child support and alimony are 2 totally different things.
But it makes it a little easier to write her the check. What I'm just saying, I don't know.
Yeah.
Or does it?
Well, child support is, I mean, it's just a totally different category. Child support is something that you pay until the kids are
I understand that.
21 years old.
But I'm saying the actual check to her is a little easier because you had the kids with her. But in Anthony's case, just writing to
I did not want to write that check.
Yeah, no, it's totally easier.
Didn't want to write that check. The best check was the last check. That was when it was all done. And then I was like, I got a raise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Jim, did we help you out there?
You made me feel a little bit better. Actually, Lewis made me feel better because he lost a lot more than I could ever lose. So, All
right. And I'm sorry I called you a coward, but I've been there. I was in a relationship I should have got out of, safe to say, 6 years before I did.
All I got to tell you is congratulations on your son.
Thank you.
And enjoy him as much as you can. And
here's the sappy part.
It's a fucking gift, man. Oh. I mean, I love my boy more than anything. All he wants to do is play weed, cuddle, and fucking just hang out. And I love him, and I just can't.
If you get divorced and you fight for time with your kid, you'll have that time with your kid by yourself, and you'll thank fucking shit Christ for that, or whoever you pray to.
Good luck with your new show, man. Good luck with your new show.
Thanks, buddy.
It's gonna be a great one, Jim. All right. Wow, now we've just turned into a relationship show. Look at these fucking phones.
That happens.
We could take a break and take more phone calls. We could do that. Louis, you sticking around or you got to go?
Yeah, I'm here for another 45 minutes or so.
Perfect, man. All right, Louis C.K. in studio. His new show, Louis, on FX, next Tuesday night at 11 o'clock. Definitely make sure you check it out, all right? All right.
The Opie and Anthony Show on the Virus, Sirius XM.
Louis C.K. in studio. Louis C.K. on Twitter, by the way. He's a good one to follow. And what do we get on louisck.net? Anything? Anything good?
I never.
You don't even update
it,
right?
I got to start. I used to love my website. It's just a lot of work. Right now, the old thing with the Bobby Cannavale thing is still up there.
It's still up there.
There's tour dates from April.
I see that. All right.
None of this is updated.
This shouldn't even be on the one sheet, Steve.
Yeah, no, I'd like to have the website more active. I used to like it. I used to like putting stuff up there.
How was the brokerage?
Brokerage was awesome.
I was on Long Island. I was trying to get away from
I had such
the
a good
baby
time
thing.
there.
We're just not ready. I can't separate yet.
No, sure.
I got to be right in there for a little longer.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, but I was trying to get away. She was cool with it. She was like, go see Louis. She was jealous because she loves it. And I don't know, a poopy diaper, a scream, and a fucking bottle
you got
feeding
plenty. You got
later.
the rest of your life to do that. It's not that long that it ends up being.
Everyone says about 3 months, right? Is that about
I
it?
don't know. I think
where it gets easier.
It starts to a little bit. They stop being a critical case.
Yeah.
The kid starts having a little bit of a rhythm, but they go up and down. You're going to have plenty of.
I feel like I'm in the emergency room every night.
Yeah, it's
like,
like
it's
that.
like it's touch and go every night. When does this end, Lou?
Like
Help me out.
No, a lot of it is.
He knows.
A lot of it is your perception too. Like I remember when we first had our baby, the doctor said if she cries and you just can't make her stop crying, call a doctor. Like if she's really totally out of control, can't stop crying.
Yeah.
So one night the baby was crying and crying. And I said, I think this is it. We got to call the doctor. This has been, So I call the doctor to something like the fucking midnight. And the doctor says, how long has she been crying? We looked at each other. I'm like, 5 minutes.
They were talking like an hour.
But it felt after 5 minutes like this is totally a disaster.
Not going to stop.
It's just perception. You just get used to stuff.
I'm used to it now.
Yeah, it's more what's going on inside of you than the baby knows exactly what it's doing. The baby's a genius.
But they don't teach you shit in the hospital. You're there for 2 days.
Of course not.
Teach us some real shit. Like they don't tell you that the kid will make some really fucked up noises in the middle of the night, which you will be convinced is something horrible.
Yeah.
And it's just normal. It's like Jay Moore explains in his book. It's like you're living in a zoo or something. There's a lot of animal noises coming from the crib.
Yeah.
They don't tell you that. I thought it was a snore or a cry. That's all you're worrying about.
Yeah, no.
But these weird, fucked up noises. Doesn't breathe right at first because it's still figuring out its lungs. They don't tell you this stuff.
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty creepy.
But now a lot of those noises we hear, we're like, oh, okay, that's
what that is.
That's the elephant noise
it's all parents are learning. That's what it's all. The kid's raising you, really. I mean, the kid knows. The kid develops at its own pace.
Yeah.
But you have a learning curve.
And not as many.